Hey, good afternoon. I'm back at a job that was very tarry when I swept it. So I swept it, and there was quite a bit of wet soot come down. It was very pungent smell when you walked into the room. You could literally, as soon as you opened the front door, you could actually smell the actual the fumes from where it was really damp, the chimney. So what I'd asked the lady to do was to get the cleaning logs, which you can order on Amazon, very cheap they are, and basically use that for about a week. And now I'm come back. We're going to get the fire going today, and I'm going to get it all up and running for her. Make sure everything's all nice and safe for her to use it from now till the for a year. 'Cause it should be all clean now. I've had a look up there. Seems to be it's definitely done its job. So the old cleaning logs definitely do the job. There's been a lot of chimney fires at the moment. I think what's happening is a lot of people have they haven't got the money to get things done. Everybody's sort of struggling with bills, and so what they're doing is they're sort of like cutting corners on like basically getting the chimney done once a year. And so the fire service I've been informed by them that they've had a lot of chimney fires this year, a lot more than they've ever had in the last sort of 10, 20 years. And I think it's because rents and mortgages are so expensive now in the UK. There's the old government don't seem to get it, unfortunately. If we just spend money on rents and mortgages, you're not going to have any money to spend on anything else. And then what happens is a lot of small businesses go under because people first thing that they do is they cut what they're spending their money on. They might not go for a coffee, or they might not buy something that they would have normally done if they had a few extra quid in their pocket, and it all keeps the economy running and everything. But unfortunately, we live in very strange times at the moment. They're very obsessed with rents and mortgages, and I never thought I'd be living in a day in society as it is now, where the prices of rents and mortgages are at what they are. So anyway, enough of me whinging and moaning, and that's why people aren't getting their chimneys done. So what we're going to do is, obviously, because this has been a cold and damp one and tarry, I'm going to put some paper in here first. Just going to light it up like that. I can hear the outside. And then what we're going to do is going to let that go up there. And then let it warm the chimney up. It shouldn't take too much. It's got a fan on the top, but I don't think you can see it. No, you can't really see it. But there's a fan on top. I'll show it to you once it starts going. It's not coming back in, so I'm going to close that. All we want to do now is just warm the flue up. You've seen me do this quite a few times now, so what I'm going to do is put a bit more paper in there, but make sure the vents are fully open. We're not going to go too mad. I'm going to do it slowly with this one, because obviously there's a little bit of tar on the chimney. That's why I'm doing this one today. So because I know how to deal with them. Because in the old days, when you had chimney fires, you never called the fire brigades. In the UK, that was. That's why we have there's old bylaws that protect us from parking restrictions. They used to call the chimney sweeps come out and deal with chimney fires. So I've dealt with a few chimney fires. Customers have rung me up and I've come out and sorted them out for them. So we're just going to put a bit more paper in. The important thing is to get that chimney nice and warm. I've just literally been in Lancing today. Thank you very much. Been in Lancing today, and they had a chimney fire, and I got that all sorted out for them. Thank you. I'm just going to light that up a bit. These farmhouse ones, you can actually get a fire guard to sit on the front of these and keep the doors open when you've got the fire going. In fact, talking about the fire guard, there it is. Just put that there, turn the handle, wherever the handle is, and that's it. Sorted. It's great. You can have it with an open fire. Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to get some kindling and put that in. Put some paper in. It's just going up there all right. What I'm doing with this one is I'm not going to go, completely mad with it, because I want it to dry out as much as it can. But by the time I leave here, it'll be all nice and toasty for the lady, and she'll be able to relax, knowing that it's all safe and fine. So, put this in there across there. It's very cold today, and it's been raining. The rain has just been horrendous, absolutely horrendous. So, we're going to put the bulk of it in the middle. To be fair, you don't have to spread it right the way across, but you won't have to do this every time you have a fire. But it's literally just on the first one. After this one, the lady, if she leaves the ash in there, she'll be able to basically leave the ash in there, and then basically, oh look at that, big bag of kindling. Look what she's just given me. Okay? I'll be here all day. I think that's the plan. Let's put some of these small logs on now. I think they're all just up along the side here. Everything's so cold. But what I'll do is I'm just going to put some sort of a certain angle, get them in there. Put some on the side. If you've got some big ones, sometimes it's a good idea just to put them at the side. The knotty ones are quite good actually, to be fair. We're not bothered about them lighting, but it's good to have them. Let's have a look and see what else there is. Put one of them in there as well. That's it, and then what we'll do, I've seen some other ones that are decent. No, this is fine. These are the ideal. I'm going to put a couple of these. That's perfect, thank you. As you can see, she's very well prepared for my visit today. Which is good, because sometimes you go to people's houses and they're not. I'll put them on in a minute. I'm going to put one at the side there. Move that out of the way. Once these light, right now you know what we're listening for. When we like this, we want some crackling. As you can hear the wind outside. It's dreadful at the moment. You get that fan spinning around. That's what you want to do. I wouldn't advise to do that, by the way. Put your hand in the fire. Put some more of these. Add them in there. As I said, you won't have to do this all the time. But literally, just the first fire of the season. A lot of people make the mistake of like trying to light the fire the same way they finish the fires off, and it doesn't work. You have to light it and get the chimney warm, because otherwise the cold air will be heavier than the warm air, and it'll push it back down. It's such a common thing. just leave that now. I love that sound, so nice. Bottle of wine, nice dark, wet night, or snowy night, you just can't beat it. So what we're trying to do now is we're trying to listen out for crackling. That's what we want. Just put a bit of this kindling around. It's fantastic. I go around, as you've probably seen on some of my other videos, I'm trying to grab anything that I can to burn. But yeah, this lady has got everything. It's a pyromania's paradise this is today. So the reason why I'm doing this is just in case it does, any sparks come out the top, I can supervise it, make sure everything's all fine with it. If it needs to go out, I can put it all out. The first thing is just to get it lit first. So, as I said, you won't have to always do this. Remember that. So, don't think, my God, look how much he's putting in there. So, if you've seen my videos in the past, you know we always get there. Put that in little holes like that. That crackling noise yet, are we? Are we? I think we're going to suss it now. More? That's another thing. If you ever have anything that falls down, don't ever panic. Worst thing you can do. The reason why I'm not putting that guard on there is just in case I have to shut the doors. In fact, I might close them down, get a bit of it, reduce the air supply. As it is like that. So we're waiting for that crackling noise now. Just leave that for a few minutes. Can't get any more in there. But remember, I keep saying it, but it's really important. You won't have to do this every time you have a fire. It's literally, this lady has not been able to use a fire since she's moved in, and it hasn't been used probably since last year properly, and we've had such a bizarre, mad winter that this flue is very cold. It really needs a real blast of heat in there to get it going, get that flue pipe all nice and warm. And then after this today, what you'll find is you'll have a nice thick ash bed in there. She'll be able to put a couple of logs on there, but a fire lighter, and then basically what she'll be doing is like putting 1 or 2 logs on, and then they'll last 2, 3, 4 hours, and eventually when she's got a nice thick ash bed and she's using it on a daily basis, you put 1 log on there and it probably lasts 3, 4 hours. So I think I've finished with the paper and the Kindle in there. It's alright. Better leave you some.
I've got backup.
Yeah. It's the logs I want now. So. Sometimes when the logs are a bit cold, you can always just stick them on there if you're going to use them straight away. Stick them up there. Good old fashioned iron. I'll just stick them ones just there. Right. How's that looking? Well, I'm just going to keep the video on. I'm just going to go outside and have a look out the top of the chimney. Make sure everything's alright. Look, that smells, Carl.
It has.
I don't know that smell anymore. It's looking great at the moment, to be fair.
I've never seen it like that.
No. That's good on the video. I'll make sure I've got plenty of battery power, because the great thing about doing videos like this is it's so therapeutic as well. Just getting it up and running. You won't have to have the flame so high as it is and everything. So I just feel sorry for him doing his work outside. He's going to get gassed out. But yeah, about controlling with the air vents on the sides. When you close them air vents down, it reduces the air, and then basically it will slow the flame down. So.
What about the ones on the top?
Yeah, they do the same. A lot of people don't even bother using the top ones, to be honest with you. but the bottom ones are the most important ones. A lot of people don't ever use the top ones. You know, once you've got a nice thick ash bed in there, if it becomes higher and it looks like it's going to be obstructing the air going in, then use the top ones. But you've got a guard going across the front there, so and with the ash you can compress it down as well. So like
So I don't have to clean it out that
no,
I
don't.
want you to keep cleaning
Yeah,
it out.
no, not with wood. You want at least 2 or 3 inches, especially in these farmhouse ones. At least 2 or 3 inches of ash in there, and then you can compress them down. So
Okay.
you'll find it's really you're like say for instance you look at it and you've got like 3 or 4 inches of ash in there. Then you can compress it down and you have 2 inches of ash in there. But the thicker the ash bed is, the more what it does is it absorbs, it keeps the heat in the ash, and then that's how you're able to burn one log in there. Because that top one, which you can't see on the video, but that big top one,
Yeah.
you could probably when it's just got a nice thick ash bed in it, you could literally just stick that on there. Look, the fan's starting to spin round, so you could literally stick that on there, and then that'll last you like 4 hours just on its own. And because it's got an ash bed, the flame will just go around it, and it will just slowly crumble away.
Learning.
It's all a learning process. As you can see now, the fan is spinning around. So remember that
Just these ones, you've got ones on the side here that open up. You can allow more air in if you want to, but
you can hear it drying out now, which is great. Hear that sizzling noise, sort of drying itself out now. It's like before when I was sweeping it, it was like trying to brush a wet muddy path. You know, you just not you get some of it off, but you don't get all of it off. So, and then it just sort of it goes from like a black sort of sooty, shiny sort of. It's like paint, like tarry paint, really. So this is an ideal way. In the old days, they used to say to you like have a chimney fire to clear it all out. You know, like but now I know health and safety's just gone to another level on it. And the problem is like with liners and everything. This is the whole. This is what I sort of don't agree with, because you can have stoves fitted without liners. And I think they're better. I mean, this one's fantastic because it's got a concrete like register plate in it, and it's probably all solid right the way through. And then the thing is, it's like the chimneys that they put the liners in are more robust than the actual liner, so they could take out a lot more heat. Like the house that I went to in Lancing today, they'd had a chimney fire, and there was no issues. There was no issues with the chimney. You know, it burnt out. They weren't even aware. It was only when I was brushing it and all this stuff, because it comes down in like honeycomb stuff, and it breaks up and it's just looks like honeycomb. It was all crispy, and I was brushing it. It's on my Facebook page. I've got a picture of it. I'm gonna put it on my Facebook page. But it was just literally it all came out, and it's all crispy and everything, and it caught light. I had a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago. He had a chimney fire, but he hadn't had his swept for about 5 or 6 years. A bit naughty, really, and his pot exploded. So it's like literally exploded. But the fire brigade, they came out, which really shocked me. They cleaned it out. They put it out and everything. Well, he put it out before they got there. He poured water on them, because to get rid of a chimney fire, best way of doing it is to get a jug of water, pour water onto the fire, not too much that it spills into the room, but enough just enough to make a steam, and then the steam goes up into the actual. The steam actually goes into the. Yeah, I'm gonna close that down a bit. Is that glowing there? It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll slow it down a bit. Slow it down a bit. That's better.
I think it's the other way. Do you think that?
That way?
I think so.
Yeah, that's it. And let that slow it down a bit. Yeah, the pipe is glowing a bit. I wonder if I can get that on there. Yeah. It's not now.
I think some of the tar that was on the outside of the pipe, I think it's smoking into it.
Yeah, yeah, will do. There's only a little bit on there. That will just sort of crust away eventually. So, but I'm not leaving till it's 100%. So there's no way I'm leaving you until I know I'm satisfied with it all. Slowing it down. So I think what we've got to get the right amount of heat going up there to sort of dry it out, but not to do it because a lot of them, if they've got where they've downdrafted, I just pack it up. I can have them going in about 30 seconds, but with yours I've got to do it a bit slower. So like because obviously there's still a little bit of that resin of that tar up there, so I could just blast it out. As you can see, that pipe glowing there, but you know, as soon as we shut down the air vents, it's gone. So what I want to do is I want to keep an eye on it. Yeah, it might be a little bit smelly, but I'm not too bothered about that. There's only a little bit of tar on there, but I'm not too bothered about that. What I want to do is make sure that if there is any little sparks that come out, I can reduce the flame down and sort of control everything until it's it's all up and running properly. So we just have to smoke him out a little bit out there. I'm just going to go back outside and have a quick look, see what's going on. You're more than welcome to come and have a look if you want.
Shoes.
checking. No, that's alright. Just double checking. It's got a bit of a smell there from that tar that sort of leaked out of that inspection hatch. We get some heat going out of that in a bit. Let's see if we open it up a little bit. See, as you can see, like just opening just one side. Can you see? Let me just. Just opening one side. Sort of pushes the air in there. Well, it's not smoking bad outside now, so that's a good thing. It was smoking quite a lot just a minute ago, but it's not now. We got a great video about cleaning the glass doors.
Yeah?
Yeah, all you need is like a jar with a little bit of hot water, put a bit of ash in it, mix it up into a paste, get a bit of newspaper and rub it on the glass. It comes off instantly. I think there's something in the ash that reacts to the soot, and it literally comes off instantly. I did one literally in Cooksbridge just by the level crossing, and it just looked like a brand new.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Really cool. I did one before, but it wasn't. I wanted a really like black one, and then the lady by the level crossing she had one, so I recorded it and everything. It was amazing just how easy it was. It literally just went like that, and then it was done.
Wow.
And
Okay.
it was all off sort of thing. So I'm starting to feel the heat in that coming
Yeah.
off that now.
Thank gosh.
Yeah, no more like wrapping up. I can imagine you look like a womble in here at night, so don't you?
I have been.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh dear.
But not tonight.
No, thank goodness. Thank you.
No, it's at least I can do. To be fair, it's a shame about a lot of people. They don't give out. You know. I think this is all part of the service, and a lot of people they don't do stuff like this. It's all it's all obsessed with money, the pricing. I mean, you can pay up to £100 to have a chimney sweep, and I think it's ridiculous. And most of them they're there half an hour. Like, how can you, I mean, I put their travelling in that, but most of them like will go to their next job. It'll be 10 minutes up the road, so they're earning like £100 an hour.
Mm.
You know, like and they if you want them to come back out. You know, it's all, you know, all additional money, and I just think that, you know, these sort of things, it goes such a long way, and the because I only work on recommendations and reputation, and the amount of people, I don't advertise, and the amount of people who are like, I get when they ring me up, they go, oh, my neighbour said ring you up or such and such, and it's all
the best way.
that's it, and it's all this sort of stuff. So. Like if you want to pay like thousands of pounds every year for advertising, don't do this kind of thing.
Do a good job.
Yeah, and then providing it aftercare service, you know, and I think that it's your time. You're not paying any money for it, and if you worked it out at the end of the year, how much money, how much time, if you added your time up in a cost, you're probably spending less than what you would be by advertising everywhere. You know, it just to me, it's a no-brainer, really. Plus, I love doing all this. I absolutely love my job. I mean, I don't think I'm nearly on my 25th year. I've probably, I say I've done over 20,000 chimneys I've swept, but realistically, because I used to be, when I was younger, I was doing probably about 1,500 to 1,700 a year. So realistically, I think like, I've probably done probably nearer 25, 30,000 chimneys.
Wow.
And that's not including in all the installations, because I was an approved fitter for about 18 years. I've been a member of the best associations over the years and everything, and I still love my job absolutely, and it's so great to
That's
get
the
in.
best thing. That's the
Yeah,
best thing.
absolutely.
That job, yeah.
You know, I do bird rescues, and as I said, I've been out to people to help them with chimney fires, and you know, I find it all a bit exciting. There's a guy who had a chimney fire in Burgess Hill, and he rang me up and he said, he literally rang me up and he turned around and he said, like, I've got this, the chimney's on light. And I said, you're joking? He said, no. He said, and I said, oh, what was it? Just caught light? He said, no, it's been on all night. He said, but it won't go out. He was hoping it'd just burn itself out. And he had literally like it wasn't like where it had like an angled bend. It was just a ledge bend, like a 90-degree bend, then went up. And it didn't go, it was all sitting on there. I stuck my head up there and had a look because I could see it, because I wanted to see whereabouts it was. Pulled my head back out and a lump of tar dropped down. Just missed my face. I was so lucky. And he was really surprised. He said, bloody hell, that you were so lucky then. I literally pulled my head out and then wash on the floor. Wherever it landed on my body, on my head, it would have really hurt. And then what I did was I got a couple of rods and then attached his hose to it, and it had a spray. You know, you could adjustable end to it where you could have it in spray. And I turned it on slowly and had the spray, and then just went up there, and then they just sprayed it out. And we got it out and everything, and it worked fine. But as I said, in the old days, all the old bylaws, we had parking exemptions because we were classed as one of the emergency services because we used to deal with chimney fires. You'd ring your chimney sweep up if you had a chimney fire, and then all the shops used to have fires, so they had to park outside. You know, so it is still there, but a lot of the authorities, they don't enforce it now. But it's like Hackney carriages, you know, the taxis. Legally, they have to have a bale of hay in the back of their cars. But like, and it's still, the law's still there, and it's like, but obviously they don't enforce it because it's, you know, why would you need a bale of hay in the back of a car? But it was introduced when they used to have horse and carts, and they had to make sure that they had sufficient food for the horses and that.
Mm.
And but yeah, there's so much when it comes to sweeping and stuff like that. Let's open that up a little bit. So yeah, as you can see with these vents, you can control it. You know, if you think that, you know, with these vents, you don't have to open them fully. The only time you have to open them fully is when you first light your fire. And what I always do, especially with these big farmhouse ones, is like put two big logs on either side, and then let them dry away. Obviously, don't leave logs on top of it overnight. You make sure that these ones would be like, you know, the next ones to go in. See, this one we're doing differently because we want to slowly dry the chimney out. So that we don't have any chimney fires or anything, because there is the sort of a very fine film of tar which can't get off brushing it. The pipe was actually glowing right at the beginning, which is amazing, but it's settled right down now. Just by closing them air vents, it just went, didn't it?
Yeah. Look at this.
That was amazing, that was. Torino was there as well. I can understand if it was like where the baffle plate was. Why it was like right at the top there. It's interesting. And then as soon as we turned the vents down, it just disappeared, didn't it?
Is that okay with it being where it was?
Yeah. I mean, it's just a straight pipe. That's why I was saying. I thought it was a bit odd. It was I don't know really. But yeah, no, there's no issues with it. But I'm not going to say too much just yet because I don't want to like sort of count my chickens. Next thing, no. Fire service here. And we don't want that. They go, Zach. I'm like, no. So I've got a couple of friends that work for the fire service in Hayward Heath. And I could tell you a few stories. Not regarding chimneys, to be fair. I had an old leather couch in my back garden. This was another chimney sweep. It was a bit of it was a bit rough. That's just being polite. And I knew this girl. She just moved into a house. She didn't have much money. And she needed a sofa. And this guy said to me, "Oh, I'll get you. I've got a sofa that she can have." And I thought I should have realised that it was going to be a really rough one. And he turned up with it, and he left it in my back garden. So when I came home from work, I was like, "What the hell? It should be like in the tip, this." So I thought, right, bottle of wine, cracked open a bottle of wine, and then I decided to because I used to live in Hayward, I had a huge garden, and I stuck it, set fire to it in the garden. Well, I didn't realise that the smoke was horrendous, and it was so thick, the smoke from it was only a two-seater sofa, but the smoke was so horrendous that there was people stopping in the street outside the front of my house, running around to the back where the smoke was coming because they thought my house was on fire, and then I thought, well, yeah, I know, and I thought, well, I better put it out, I think I better put it out and everything, and then one of my mates came over. He literally said that like for about a mile away from my house, he could see this big bellowing smoke, and he was like, as he was getting closer and closer to over the hill, he's going, "Shit, that's Zach's house." So oh no, and he come running, flying through, and I said, "Look," and I was getting it out at the time, and took it out and everything, and then what happened was we were sitting there talking. Next thing we heard is, from the distance. Oh no, you can make it up. And then they like knocked on the door and they like looked at me and said, "Zach, what are you up to?" Like this, and I'm like, burning a leather sofa in the back garden. And it was about 5 o'clock in the evening, and it was a sunny day, so it wasn't a dark night. And they said, "Have you got it under control?" I said, "Yeah, I've put it out." So good boy. And then off they went, sort of thing. So I waited till it was dark, and then I set fire to it. Well, we weren't going to catch fire to anything. It was just loads of smoke, so I got rid of it that way. But this is a long time ago to all your health and safety people. So before you had all this environmental stuff now, which they've gone from one extreme to another now, health and safety. Now that is looking really good.
Mm.
You're going to be, do you think you're going to be happy with this tonight?
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. I can't. Well, if he was going to catch light, he would have done by now,
I
wouldn't
know,
it?
yeah. And to be honest, I wouldn't burn it that.
You're not going to have to.
No.
It's only just like
Yeah.
just literally. I'd expect you to one log on,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah,
it.
that's fine. Yeah.
But this is not. This is just like
I would feel personally, I'd feel out of control myself.
yeah. Well, I'm
much
going to
of
let
that
it
fire.
die down and everything, and then they're going to just put one log on there, probably that big one, and then leave it at that. So I'm going to be here for a little bit longer anyway, so 20 minutes. So I just wanted to do it this way, just to make sure that like that there's no issues with the chimney. But yeah, you don't have to have it like this. This is like this is when it's like -20. This is the sort of fire that you'd want on it. And plus, to be fair, it'd be quite a waste of wood, to be honest with you. I love these farmhouse stoves. They're so beautiful. They are. You can get like black grape polish for them as well. I mean, there's a hardware store in Hassocks, and you get it in like a toothpaste tube, and you literally just squeeze. It's like boot polish, and you just squeeze. You put a little bit on a cloth, only a tiny little bit, and it brings it up all lovely.
But all over it.
All over it, yeah.
I think I'd like to do that.
Yeah, but you don't put too much on it. Literally, if you get a little bit on a cloth, rub it in, but keep rubbing it until you can't rub it in anymore. Some people make the mistake is that they put loads on and it never dries, and then it leaves a fumey smell. But if you just rub it, keep rubbing it until you can't, it's not spreading anymore. Then get another piece of the stuff, and then rub it on again. But yeah, it makes such a difference. It just gives it a nice dark, matte black finish, and it looks really nice. I think getting you warm is the priority.
Yes.
It's still a bit of a.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know it is.
Well,
See your own breath. Yeah. I've got my mask on, so I can't see.
no. I reckon you've done that on purpose.
I just didn't want to give you my germs.
Yeah, well, no, I don't fancy them.
No.
There's a lot going around again.
There is. Yeah. Well,
You stopped.
The weather's a bit cold.
Yeah.
Wet, windy, warm, cold, wet.
It's really annoying because before Christmas I'd done about 700 chimneys, and I was exhausted. I still got the bags under my eyes, and I was absolutely shattered. And then when I finished, I had 2 weeks. I was really looking forward to having 2 weeks off. I was ill for the whole 2 weeks.
That's when you get ill.
Yeah, real bad colds. Couldn't sleep properly. It's just a nightmare, and of course, like even having a drink or whatever, it was just a nightmare. And then in the end, and then I had it for about a week when I first started, and that was when I was moving as well, so which was great, and my sister, is funny because she was badgering me about. She wanted me to install 2 stoves for her. And they bought a farmhouse in East Chiltington, and I was like, oh, I'm really ill, I can't. And I was doing all this work, and I was just coming home and collapsing, and having a nice hot bath that soak it. I was having a soak for half an hour, and then it was like, and then she's like, oh, please come and do it. And I said, I will do it soon. You don't really need. You got central heating. And she just kept badgering me. I hope you're listening to this, Jessica, and badgered me so much. But in the end, I went out and I did it for her, and I haven't heard anything from her since. She's ringing me up every day, asking me when I was coming out, texting me, messaging me. But I did put them in for her and everything, but they look really nice and everything. I enjoyed the pleasure of them on one time over Christmas, and that's it. She's a bit like that. She's a bit funny. My big sister. She's sort of when she wants something, she's non-stop on you, of ringing you up. And then when you're surplus to requirements, you probably see her like twice a year. You can hear the wind outside as well. Yeah, you can see it on the trees and everything.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Open it up. There's some heat coming off that.
Oh,
Whoa, isn't there? I realised how much to take my phone because it go into overheat mode. That's what I'm like. I'll close that down now. There's some heat coming out of that. Sounds like a steam train, isn't it?
yeah.
Well, I'm just going to go and check outside again. You didn't realise how hot it is until you open that door.
I know. Oh.
Yeah, all that smoky smell will go eventually.
Sorry?
All that smell of smoke will go eventually.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to put up with it at the moment.
And where is that from? Just from generally?
Yeah, just from opening the door and everything. See how quick that.
Yeah.
See, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, quick. That's probably where the smell of smoke's been coming from. So.
Can we take it outside?
That's alright. It'll go out in a second.
Is that a smoke alarm?
No. Which we would have done by now. I'm just going to tap it. As you can see, look, it didn't take long before the wood caught light. That's probably what that smell was, to be fair. Take that one off now as well. I think what it is as well is it's the fan. Having the fan on. The next two logs you want to put on will be these two. So these two.
Okay.
Leave it for a while. Just don't. If you need to do anything, just don't panic. Just do it. How fast that's going.
I don't think I need to put anything on there for a while though, do
No,
I?
not at all.
No,
I wouldn't bother doing anything for well.
Couple of hours?
And if that pipe glows again, just close these down.
Yeah.
But just be careful. If you close the air out, it'll slow it down.
Yeah.
Like you can hear it slowing right down now. It's going to make all sorts of noises at the moment. You got like a bit of tar on here and what I'll do is I'll leave it slightly out there. It's a bit hot.
I need to get myself some gauntlets as well.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's it. Mission accomplished. Hope you enjoyed that. Or shall I leave it on for a little bit more? Fire this side up so I get a nice flame on this side. But then we'll open it up and then the heat that's coming off there now is really nice. So you can like close that vent down slightly, and then you can open that one up fully, just to get the balance all right.
So close the left one and open the right one.
Whichever. I mean, if
Yeah.
you start to notice it dying down. Let's have that. I always think when you're doing these, just never panic with them. I mean, you can always keep one door, but just don't panic with them. People panic, and that's when they get themselves into all sorts of bother. You really feel the heat now. I'm just gonna. What is that? Oh, no, I'm not
Do you want a
really
poker?
just gonna- there.
Is something like how long is that one?
I thought it was bigger than that.
Yeah, there's one here out in front of you. Oh,
Oh.
no. What's here?
Oh,
I'm holding.
I see it hiding. Just do a bit like so let it down a bit. The heat that's coming off that now is beautiful.
so.
A little bit. It's like a touch and then a stop charge. I'm going for the classic picture moment. It's funny because when you look through the camera, it actually looks like it's the fan's going slower than what it really is.
I think the fan's going to take off in a minute.
You think so, wouldn't you? I wonder what sort of speed it needs to go for it to actually take off. I wonder if that pipe will glow. It's amazing. You don't realise just how much heat that is accumulating in the wood burner until you open the doors, and then it just like whoosh. So are you feeling more comfortable about it now, are you? Or?
I am. I think it's going to take me a little while to be 100% with it, just because that's me.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I just won't ever have it
Like this.
No.
I mean, what the best thing to do is probably leave this as it is for the next couple of hours.
Yeah.
Let it settle right down. You know, like let it settle down so it's just ambers in there, and then put that big log on top, and then shut the door,
Yeah.
and then just leave it. You know, open the vents up. You could, as you could see, you can control it.
Yeah.
Just be careful when you touch the actual doors because they're red hot. So yeah, you could probably do with an oven glove or something like that, or even something.
Yeah, I've got some which I probably could do with actually now being replaced in the kitchen.
Right,
so.
yeah, that probably be perfect then. A nice oven glove. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Just for an interim.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you know, it's never.
What's it saying now?
I'm used to it being about 9 or 8.
Oh really? Oh wow.
And this is 18.5.
Oh, fantastic.
I know it's right in front of the fire, but.
No, but that's right. That's great. That is.
Do you want something for your thumbs then?
Well, no, it's fine. It's all right. It's just more of a shock than anything. So it's not burn. Not really skin or anything.
Oh God.
It's just on the corner there, but it seems to be fine now. I've had worse, way worse. And that's not from wood burners. That's from like messing about in the garden with bonfires.
Bonfires and things.
Yeah. So when you get confident, you can have it like this as well.
That's really nice.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. I have seen the
guard. Yeah.
but it just hasn't occurred to me really. But then, to be honest, since I've been here, I haven't had a proper fire.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that is working a treat. I'm going to just go outside, just double check one more time, make sure with the doors open that it's all fine and everything. So you'll be sitting here later.
Glass of wine.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, the good thing is with that smell of smoke as well, it will be drawn. If you have the doors, if you left it like it is, and you have the doors open, it will draw all that stuff into the fire, and then they go up the chimney. So yeah, you can see there's a little bit of a smoke in here, but that's completely normal. It's literally from the beginning of it, from how smoky it was.
Yeah, because that one will still take a while to burn off, won't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can't brush it off. You could probably get it power swept off, but maybe. But the thing is, being wet tar, it's really difficult to get. You're just going to end up getting a. I think the traditional way is always the best ways, to be honest with you, when it comes to stuff like this. So doing it this way is the best way. I don't believe in all the way I look at things is if it works well, then don't try to mess about with it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely. Well, that's what they do. They constantly do that, and then they complicate things. It's like with cars, they've got all these gadgets on them, and then you spend more time paying for the gadgets that break on them than the actual engine and the gearbox.
Yeah.
It's just insane. Or if you look at all the best Hoovers and all the best things on the market, they haven't changed. And
Yeah.
that Henry Hoover's probably the best Hoover on the market.
Yeah.
It's no different to when it came out. I think what was it? They sold like 80 million of them or something like that worldwide or something.
Yeah. And also the other versions that they sell of the smaller versions
Yeah,
of those and stuff like that,
absolutely.
because they work.
Well, I'm going to turn my video off. Right. I hope you enjoyed that. And what I'm going to do is going to check outside. Going to leave the guard open like that. And that's it. Have a great day from Zachary Sweeps.